Ever notice how silence breathes? It's not just the absence of noise, it's a living thing, a void pregnant with possibility. They fear it, you know. They fear the quiet because it forces them to confront themselves. They hurl their words like daggers, desperate to pierce your armor. But silence is an impenetrable shield. It deflects their venom, turns their weapons against them. It's quite amusing, really. They believe power resides in their ability to wound, to inflict pain. Such childish delusions. True power is denying them the reaction they crave. It's the art of the unspoken. It's the whisper that drowns out the screams. Think of a predator stalking its prey. Does it announce its presence with a roar? Number. It moves in silence, a phantom in the shadows, and when it strikes, it's swift, decisive. That's what your silence does to their control. It makes them vulnerable. Now they'll whisper, "But Joker, isn't silence weakness? Isn't it just surrendering? Surrender." There's no surrender in this game, my friend. Only strategy. Silence isn't weakness, it's patience. It's the gathering storm before the deluge. It's the wolf disguised in sheep's clothing. You've tasted their treachery, haven't you? The smiles that concealed daggers, the promises that turned to ash. They yearn to see you crumble, begging for their hollow mercy. But you're still here, and that's their greatest fear. Because you embody the lone wolf, scorned perhaps, but infinitely stronger. They thirst for your attention, your validation. They want you to grovel at their feet like a pathetic cur. Show them nothing, present them with your back. Let them fester in their own irrelevance. That is the crucible of your strength. In refusing to partake in their charade, they'll brand you as cold, callous. Let them. They'll never comprehend the battles you've endured in the solitude, the tears you've discreetly wiped away. They didn't witness the knife twisting in your gut. They merely perceived the mask. And they trembled before it. They tremble before the silence, for it signifies their insignificance. Their pronouncements are mere static. Life, my friend, is a grand chessboard. Each reaction is a pawn relinquished. Anger, a mere pawn. Fear, your queen, vulnerable and exposed. But silence taps his temple knowingly. Silence is checkmate, without even moving a single piece. Reflect on the titans of history, the visionaries, the disruptors. Did they squander their precious energy engaging with simpletons? Never. They operated in the quiet. Their actions, that was their resounding symphony. And when they finally unveiled their hand, it was devastating. They'll attempt to manipulate you, to project their own inadequacies, their own shattered selves onto you. Resist them, emulate water, navigate around their impediments, over them, through them. Sculpt your own trajectory, in silence. And ultimately, you will mold the very stones that dare to obstruct your path. Therefore, let them prattle, let them conspire, let them endeavor to shatter you, but present them with nothing. Their dominion concludes where your silence commences. Distance yourself from their cacophony, their theatrics, their pandemonium. Concentrate on your journey, your aspirations, your fortitude. And when the moment arrives, and it will, when they discern their futile attempts to break you, they will hold you in awe, not for the words you articulated, but for those you withheld, not for the deeds you performed, but for the individual you metamorphosed into. Stand resolute, embrace the wolf, forsake the sheep, embody the silence, reject the noise, and always recall, your silence transcends the mere absence of speech. It is the manifestation of power. It is the most profound statement they will never decipher. Conserve your pain, utilize it to construct, to ascend, to triumph. And when you attain the summit, gaze back, not to gloat, not to pity, but to remind yourself, silence held the key all along.